Alright guys, this video is not really about cars. I'm not so technical when it comes to cars. This video, it's more like a sharing of my investment strategy and how I plan my life. But as you can see from the video title, I sold some of my Tesla shares for an actual Tesla. I placed the order 4 months ago and
I can't believe you just bought a car in like 2 minutes. Is it possible to change the steering wheel? Instead of the T for Tesla, can you write Torres?
Yeah.
On steering wheel?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
and it finally arrived. So I've had this car for 4 days now and I'm absolutely loving it.
Just turning by itself. Look at the road.
I sold some of my Tesla shares to get this brand new Tesla Model 3, and the journey actually has been really long. It has been almost 3 or 4 years and it hasn't been easy, so I really want to share my journey with you. I could finally own one of my dream cars. Hopefully you can do the same thing as well. Quite interesting because it's actually against my investment philosophy to cash out from the stock market and buy into something that will depreciate, and in Hong Kong this is purely a luxurious thing. I normally don't cash out because I consider myself as a long-term investor. I buy the shares and I hold, and I've been buying into the shares of Tesla since I was in uni, since 2016. So why did I decide to sell the shares? Because actually it is not the most sensible thing to do, because in my opinion, it could be unpopular opinion, the stock market will only tend to go up. That's because with an insane amount of quantitative easing, meaning like the Fed is printing money, all the money is going to be flooded in the stock market. The Fed has also decided to keep the interest rate to 0 until 2023. So basically it wouldn't make sense to keep your money in like fixed income assets like bonds, even keeping your money in the bank, because you won't get a very good interest rate out of it. And housing market is just too expensive right now. Since quantitative easing in 2008, all the money has been going into the housing market. If the houses are too expensive, then people can't afford them. But if a share is too expensive, they can do stock split.
Exactly what we need to help keep this market moving higher.
Like what Tesla and Apple did a few months ago. From a long-term perspective, stock market will only go up. Why do I cash out my shares and buy into something that will depreciate? And the money I put into this car, I will miss out on the potential gain in the stock market. Well, that's because I actually took a huge risk and gamble back in 2016 when I first invested in this company. So I first bought into Tesla when the shares, one share was around like $200 pre-split, so maybe around $40 per share right now. And the Tesla share, it's almost more than $600 right now. You know, I was just a uni student and I didn't have so much money. My major source of income would be pocket money, and I tutor, and also I host some funny Chinese shows. Back then I would spend my money on clothes, on food, and then I would put aside some money and put it into stock market. And Tesla was one of the shares that I heavily invested in. This car is like a reward for myself. That's my ability to spot such a sweet stock back then. This leads me to talk about another important point that I want to bring out. Never ever use your active income to buy things like this. Active money means, for example, in my case, I make YouTube videos and I get paid and I give like marketing advice, and I would not use the money I earn from these platforms to buy into something that will depreciate. Instead, I will put the money into equity, real estate, and then I'll use the money generated there to buy these things. This is actually not invented by me. It's something I learned from that very famous investment book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. It talks about why rich people get richer and poor people get poorer. You get your paycheck, you buy something like this, your money goes away, you have to work again, and then you buy something else, and then you're stuck in this vicious cycle, and then you end up having to work for the rest of your life. So temptation is really the most evil thing. Your friend has the newest iPhone and you really want it, and then you buy, and then you have to pay your credit card bill, and then you have to work, and then you pay, you work, you pay, you work, you pay, and then just stuck forever. And because it is more like an investment video, a lot of my viewers ask me, so Taurus, what do you invest in right now? I'm not telling you that you should invest in Tesla. I also invest in a few different stocks, so maybe one day I can share my portfolio with you guys. The reason I invested in Tesla was 2016, my friend had a Model S sedan, and I sat into that car, and that car completely changed my perspective of what a car should be. I'm not making this video to hard sell Tesla or anything, because Tesla didn't pay me any money for that, and Elon Musk doesn't pay anyone, even the top YouTubers in America, to promote his product. But back then I was starting to realize that in the future, combustion car would just go out of fashion, just like how iPhones have made Nokia and all the other like old phones look stupid, because it would be stupid not drive an electric car because it's cheaper, it's cleaner, and it's better for the environment. Why wouldn't electric cars make sense? So that was my conclusion back then. But back then nobody was talking about Tesla, literally nobody. You know how Warren Buffett says, do not bet against America? What Warren Buffett said, I'm not sure if it's still true. It has been true for the past decades. But what I think would be promising is to never bet against companies or organizations who help us get fresher air, who help us solve food problems because we are having a crazy explosion of population. Don't bet against fresher air, and don't bet against cleaner food. Only invest in things that you fully know. For example, I invest in Tesla, and I know exactly how many cars they deliver every year. I know their 5-year or 10-year vision. Don't buy into the hype.
就話好似好興奮啊！呢個冇車牌嘅人都好似好想坐喺度。My driving must be really, really smooth.